Audition, the video game, was a project created for IAT 881 Bioaffective Computing, a graduate-level class in the School of Interactive Arts and Technology at Simon Fraser University. The game was created as a proof of concept to explore whether speech could be used as a challenge element in video games. In the game, players needed to speak certain phrases in order to advance. Galvanic skin response, otherwise known as GSR, was recorded during gameplay to determine whether psychophysiological measurements could be used to evaluate speech as a non-trivial gameplay element.
It's all the way across town and I don't even have money for bus fare.
Take my board. It'll get you there in time.
I'm not used to your skateboard and it's dangerous. But I guess I have no choice. Wish me luck.
In the game, the player controls a character who must pass an audition or abandon her dream of becoming an actor. The character must first get to the audition and then flawlessly recite a tongue-twisting passage within a certain period of time. If she succeeds, she then has to proceed to a second harder audition, again riding her board through traffic, and after that a third and even harder audition.
To give a difficult speech under stressful conditions. Therefore, your own elocution has to be perfect while you project a state of calm serenity. My assistant has attached some sensors to your fingers to measure your galvanic skin response while you're speaking. If the sensors registers anything but calmness or if you don't enunciate the lines perfectly, you won't get the part. If you pass the audition, I'll send you to the director for the next step. I want you to recite the following passage. You will need to do it quickly and perfectly. I'll say it first, and then you repeat. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said, "This butter's bitter. But a bit of better butter will but make my butter better." So she bought some better butter, better than the bitter butter, and it made her butter better, so 'twas better. Betty Botter bought a bit of better butter. Your turn now.
Through the game prototype, I hope to evaluate the potential for using speech as a game element. Would the tongue twisters be challenging enough to engage video game players? Would the GSR stress measurement impact the main game element, reciting the tongue twisters? What effect, if any, would the skateboard challenge have on the GSR and the speech aspects of the game? The game prototype has been tested with a small group of volunteers. Gameplay has been judged as satisfactory, with both the skateboard element and the tongue twister auditions providing enough of a challenge to sustain interest. GSR readings showed readings rising in anticipation of the audition and during the initial speaking of the tongue twisters, and then leveling out or dropping. However, the sample was too small to draw any definite conclusions. The next stage is to improve the game graphics and the gameplay. The game will be tested with a larger group of people, and both heart rate and GSR readings will be recorded and displayed on the screen in real time. GSR, while a convenient and easy measurement, is problematic in that each individual is different and it is hard to establish a common baseline.
A lifelong lock, a short, sharp shock, a big black block. To sit in solemn silence in a pestilential prison and awaiting the sensation from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. Your turn now.
To sit in solemn silence in a dull dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. To sit in solemn silence in a dull dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock.
Audition, the game, is based on a tutorial game created by Todd Perkins for lynda.com. The characters, voices, and machinima were rendered through the services of extranormal.com. Sound effects are courtesy of partners in rhyme.com. Thanks are due to Diane Gramala and the students in our IAT 881 Bioaffective Computing class at Simon Fraser University's School of Interactive Arts and Technology for suggestions and inspiration. Special thanks to STS and PJL for their input.